Hello, thank you for joining me on Humanities Radio. I'm Jana Cunningham with the University of Utah College of Humanities, and today I'm speaking with Cameron Vakilian, academic advisor here in the college. Advisors like Cameron advocate for students as they navigate their education and help them reach their academic goals. Let's just begin with, what is the role of an academic advisor?
The role of an academic advisor is a lot of things. At the core of that would be helping students with their schedules, their graduation plans, and really everything to do with their academics. So whether that be, setting up their schedule for their next semester, or whether that be applying for graduation, or whether that be applying for an internship so that they can get credit for that, that's all stuff that an academic advisor does. But we are, advocates for their academic success and also their out-of-classroom success too, as well. So we really try to push other experiences for them to build their resume. We're really like advocates for student success.
So students can really come to you with any type of question, whether it's about their academics, about classes, courses, graduation, or even specific issues they're having.
Yeah, we do have a lot of resources on campus from a lot of things, so if they're wanting to speak with somebody about mental health, or they're wanting to learn about resources with, the LGBT Resource Center or the Center for Ethnic Student Affairs, they can get those services, but we are really good at pointing them in the right direction and referring if we need to be. We can help them with certain, conversations that may not be academic related. So we do get a lot of instances where we'll be helping students through certain situations that they're going through, but we do refer when necessary, but we are, advocates for them and helping them with their success. So we really are having not only just conversations about what they're doing in their classes or how to develop their graduation plan, but we're really getting them to get more involved and be able to create that whole picture of their university experience.
What is mandatory advising, and how often do students need to meet with their advisor throughout their academic career?
Yeah, so mandatory advising is implemented by the university to make sure that they are meeting with their advisor and knowing what they need to do for their next semester for planning. So we put that in place so that they are coming in to see us. So we call it mandatory advising, but it's also going to be called milestone advising, I think, in the near future, because we really don't want to make it seem to students like this is you have to do this, and therefore it becomes kind of like a checkbox that they have to fulfill. But really it's to their benefit to be able to meet with an advisor and meet in person with that advisor, to have the full conversation, to get the whole picture of their academics, and so that we can point them in the right direction to save them money so they're not taking classes they don't need to be, to help them save time in their college experience, So we put mandatory advising for their benefit, really. And but it's also, I think, going to be called milestone advising, just to kind of remove that mandatory word that makes it seem obligatory, but it really is to their benefit.
So when do students first meet with their academic advisor, and then how often do you recommend they meet with their advisor throughout their academic career?
Yeah, I recommend students meet with an advisor every semester. So, however, in terms of mandatory advising, they are required in their first year to meet with an advisor. We call that first year mandatory advising. So that's after they've completed their first semester and they're, now needing to meet with somebody to talk about their next semester or going into their sophomore year. We do have required orientation advising as well. So when a new student, whether that be a transfer student or a new incoming student, they do need to come meet with us to fulfill their orientation requirements. So that's another kind of mandatory part there. And that is it. Oh, and then there is mandatory second year advising. So we do implement a mandatory second year advising. And then after that, it's up to them. But we really suggest and encourage them to be meeting with us every semester for their planning.
And that's basically so you can keep them on track, right? With graduation, with what classes they should be taking.
Yes. Yeah, it's really so that they are knowing exactly kind of what their next semester should look like, other opportunities that they want to get involved with, and that we can get them on the right graduation plan.
So at what other points do you encourage students to meet with their advisor? So I guess rather than just once a semester, what other points when they're having questions or concerns or issues do you encourage them to meet with their advisor?
Oh, yeah. If they're looking for an internship, we would really encourage them to meet with an advisor. If they are looking to find a job on campus, we can help with that. We can help point them in the right direction. If they have questions about, certain, faculty members or classes, they can talk to us anytime. We want them to see us as not just because that's the next thing that they have to do. They have to go see their advisor to sign up for classes. But really, if they have any question, they can schedule we have 30-minute appointments is what we do, but they can certainly come in and ask a brief question. We can even email advise them too. So we really encourage if there's anything that they have questions about regarding their academics or involvement or anything like that, that they can be talking to their academic advisor.
Do students typically go to the same advisor? Because I know in departments as big as communication, there are multiple advisors. So do students typically see the same advisor throughout their time here, or do they just see one of any?
Yeah, our advisors in the Department of Communication where I work, we have 3 advisors, and they can see any of us, and they don't have to choose one all the time. They don't have to see that same advisor. Really, it's whatever works for their availability, and which advisor opens a time slot that works for their schedule. Other departments only have one advisor, so they really are seeing that one advisor the whole time. But our model is that they can see whoever they want whenever that works for them.
Great. What is the graduation planning system?
Yeah, so graduation planning, we call it My Degree Dashboard is what we refer to it. There is one called graduate tracking or graduate planning, I think, for graduate students that the university uses. But for undergraduate students, we use My Degree Dashboard. And that is a online resource for them that's in their campus information system that they access to show what classes they have left and what classes they've fulfilled, what requirements they have left, and what they need to do. So that is a resource that they have access to pull themselves. We pull it every time they meet with us so that we're able to see exactly what their full picture is. And we can see what classes they need to take, what classes they've already taken, as well as, it can show us what courses they're in progress for. So that's a really helpful system that allows them to pull for any major they're interested in. When they declare a major, of course, they are locked into a catalog year with those requirements, and then they can pull that degree audit report kind of automatically when they log into My Degree Dashboard. And then they're also able to pull any other majors they're interested in and show their progress in those areas. So it's really helpful for students to be able to pull themselves and kind of track their own progress. We pull it every time they meet with us so that we're able to show them and explain the degree dashboard a little more in depth to them. And so it's nice because some students don't need to see us because they have a really good sense of their graduate planning and they use My Degree Dashboard well. And then others come in and they need help kind of explaining what some of these parts might mean, or we might have some exceptions or some requirements that change depending on their situation, and we can do those kind of inserts into the degree audit is what it's called, but it's My Degree Dashboard that it's the platform.
And students can access that at any point.
Yes. Yep. On their campus information system.
Before we end, what are some of the tips? What are some of the best tips you have for students to be successful while they're here at the U?
Yeah, I would say the best tip or advice I could give a student is to ask questions constantly. There are so many people here at the university that are here to help them and do many different things, and it's never bad to ask a question. I know sometimes that just natural human instinct sometimes is this the right question to ask, or do I feel dumb asking this? And it's not when it comes to university, because the more you ask, the more you're going to seek and find. And I mean, us being a research institution, I mean, we're all about inquiry and trying to find answers and solutions and research things. So I want students to feel the same way about their own success. They should ask questions about, what can I do for an internship? What are some opportunities if I'm interested in this or that? And the more they ask, the more we can point them in the right direction. And as a student, when I was a freshman, I didn't ask a lot of questions. I was so nervous just being in this big environment that was the university. And then I learned throughout my sophomore and junior year to ask the questions. And then I got connected to so many great mentors and people that were there to help me. And from that, I was able to get more involved, and I was able to just build the picture I really wanted out of college and get a successful internship and then go on to graduate school and then get a great job. So these are all things I want students to know they can do.
That is excellent advice.
Yeah.
No wonder you're an advisor. That was Cameron Vakilian, Academic Advisor in the College of Humanities. For more information, please visit humanities.utah.edu/academic advising.